with Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar Melech Babel was the king of Babylon. After the destruction of the first temple, they're being moved, all of the Jews, to Babel, and Daniel is getting a very good contact with him. One day, the king of Babel, Nebuchadnezzar, comes up to Daniel and tells him, listen, I got a very strange dream. What is a strange dream? I dream about a huge idol. Pesel. How you say pesel? Idol? No? A huge idol. His head is made up of gold. The shoulders are made up of silver. Then the stomach is made up of copper. The legs are made up from barzel, from
mud.
Not mud. Metal. Okay, and the legs is a mixture in between metal and mud.
What?
And mud. And then he said, what is the weakest part of the idol? What is the weakest?
Legs.
The legs. Then he said, I see in the dream a small stone, precious stone, shining, flying from the other side of the world, going straight into the legs, hitting the legs, and all the idols started to fall. And meanwhile, the idol is falling, the precious stone grows and grows and grows until it filled up the whole world. What is that dream? And Daniel said, listen, Nebuchadnezzar, you know that I appreciate it very much. But the dream that you just got is a prophecy. What's going to be from now until the Mashiach's arrival. He said, you, Babel, you represent gold. You're one of the most important nation in the world. Babel, gold. But let me tell you that you're not going to be here forever. After you, it's going to be Paras Umadai. Paras Umadai are the Persians, are going to conquer you, and they represent silver. But they're also not going to be here forever. After them, you're going to have the Greeks, Yavan, Hanukkah, we're approaching. They represent copper. After them, we're going to have all the legs. There's a long one. Those legs are made up of we said what? We said metal. Okay, they represent Rome. Rome. And at the end of all, you're going to have a mixture of Rome and mud. What is mud? Ishmael. Amazing how thousands of years ago they already predetermined what's going to be nowadays. When we have this mixture in between the Islam and the Christianity, everything that is showing us that we're very close to Mashiach's arrival. And this stone represents the stone of Mashiach. And at the beginning, it's going to be so small, but it's going to hit straight up in those legs. And this light of Mashiach is going to expand in the whole world. So Nebuchadnezzar, Rabotai, hears Daniel, and the Navi writes that at that moment, Nebuchadnezzar called Daniel his God. But he decided that he didn't like the part that his kingdom is not going to be forever. So he decided to make a huge idol, the same exactly shape that he saw in the dream, but this time it's going to be made all of gold. To show that his kingdom is going to be permanent. He made the idol of Rabotai. He obligated each one of the nations that were under him, that was all the world, to bend down to this idol. Who is included?
Daniel.
Jews. Now we know that if it's going to mess with Daniel, it's not good. I had all the story with Daniel, with the lions already. He knew that Daniel is a serious guy. Mess with him, it's not good. But he's going to take other rabbis and he's going to put them in some. Who were the rabbis? Mishael, Hananiah, I'm missing the name. Azariah, thank you. These three. The Rabbi are saying that they went to the Navi, Navi, and they told him, listen, what should we do? We should go, we should not go. If we go, of course they're going to kill us. They went to the prophet, and Borei Olam is telling the prophet, they remember not to bend down to the idol? No? They should remember that before the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash. At that time, they should remember to fight against idolatry. Not now. They're going to go and they're going to be burned. They're going to die. And the Navi goes up to them and they tell them, listen, that's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu told me. So don't go. So we already said that we're going and we're ready to give our neshama, our life for Borei Olam. The Navi writes that these three great men left the house of the Navi, and at the second that they left the house of the Navi, Borei Olam comes back to the Navi and he tells them, listen, what I told you, of course we're going to save them. Of course, there was a doubt. But I didn't want to tell them to see if they're going to be able to pass the test, to pass the Nisayon. And obviously there was a miracle and they got saved. Rabotai, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives to each one of us tests, a person got to know, this is a test and that's my goal, to be able to pass it. Once you pass it, you're going to look back and you're going to laugh. And say, was it such a big deal? I was able to make it. I don't know if you heard about this guy, Eli Cohen. Probably heard. So popular. The spy, the Israeli spy. That was in Syria. And Eli Cohen was, today there is no one neighborhood in Israel that have no street or park or something in his name. Right? Shoes also. Was a great man. Great man. And what he did, no one else in history did such a thing. You know, the president of Syria offered him his daughter.
What?
Yes. Offer him his daughter to get married.
To be prime
He gets
minister.
so involved that anyway.
We still don't have his body.
We still don't have his body, unfortunately. But listen what happened.
Watch. We had his watch.
Listen what happened. Before he started this whole project, this whole the Mossad wanted to test him. What they did, they sent him to Lebanon. They told him, listen, in Lebanon you have to get this and this and this information. We're going to send you, you're going to have a certain name. From now on you are, instead of Eli Cohen, you are Mahmoud, I don't know what. You're working in this, you're having this, that's your wife, that's your kids. A whole story made up in him. Eli Cohen is in Lebanon. And one of the days he's in his house that he got, and 4 guys covering their face enter to the house and they start to beat up Eli Cohen. And they start telling him, we know that you're an Israeli spy and we know who sent you, and they started to tell him names and they attached him and they started to hit him and to beat him up. Give us all the information. And they're giving him, names and everything, knowing that they know everything. And Eli Cohen says, I don't know what you're talking about. My name is not Eli Cohen, my name is Mahmoud so and so. And I work for this and I do this. And the guys stop lying and they continue beating him up. And Eli Cohen continues with the same. Rabotai, after 15 minutes, the 4 guys tell Eli Cohen, they release him from the chair, tell him, come to the room. They bring him to the room and he sees the head of the Mossad in front of him. He says, Eli, you made it. You made it. Now we can send you to something that it's much later. Rabotai, a person has to understand. When we understand that we are in a Nisayon and Borei Olam is managing the Nisayon just for us to pass this test, understanding that, it's going to be much easier. Much easier. I told you this. There was a guy that came from Eretz Israel to collect money in New York. And there is those drivers They're taking the robbers to different houses. So a driver told the guy, listen, there is one rich guy in this street, go up to him, usually gives a certain amount of money. I don't know if it is $1,000. The guy goes up, knocks at the door, the rich guy invited him to come in, and the rich guy asks him, so what's your story? He says, listen, I have to marry my daughter, and I don't work, and I'm working, but it's not enough. The rich guy hears that, and he says, you want to marry your daughter? You asked me for I don't know how many thousands of dollars. You're not working enough, and you want me to support you? Get out of here! He starts to yell at him. Go to work! You guys, the only thing that you know is to ask for money. Whole balagan. The guy screams and screams. And the rabbi looks at him with a huge smile. Hear that? It's a few minutes and the guy is yelling at the rabbi. Finish up. He says, you know what? I don't know what to do with you, but I'm not going to let you go like that. He's taking out his checkbook. He's writing a check, $1,000. Thank you very much. He's about to leave. And then the guy says to the rabbi, come here. I yell at you. You know, I embarrass you. Why are you smiling? What's so funny? And the rabbi looks at the guy and he says, you know, downstairs I have a driver. The driver knows everyone over here. He told me before you go in, I want you to know that you can get $1,000, but only if the guy will scream at you, he will yell at you, and then at the end he's going to give you the 1,000. He says, when he started to scream, I said, Baruch Hashem, they're going to get that 1,000. That's how it works. But if we know that all of fasting is an isayon to be able to get an amazing payment, we're going to be able to look at the world totally different. That's the way that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is teaching us. Nisayon, it's minashon nes. Nes is to be able to raise up. Nes lit noses, like the Pasuk writes. That a nisayon is helping us to grow more and more. And once we know that, it's going to be much easier to pass any type of nisayon. Meanwhile, we're waiting for the next group. Hang on 1 second. Time, you know, today we have in the cars, more luxury car you have this system working better. There's this camera that when you put reverse, so you can see not only what's going in the back, you can see from up what's around you, right? Mm-hmm. It's a type of whatever. I saw that in all the cars. Very interesting how that works. So there is a satellite. Huh? Satellite that basically is watching you all the time. It's connected to the company of the car. If it is Toyota, if it is Honda, if it is Mercedes, I don't know what. It's connected to that brand name. It doesn't matter where the car is going to be. It can be in Argentina and it can be in Arabia Saudita. It doesn't matter where. You're going to have this car being watched 24/7. And every time that you make reverse, it's gonna show you what is part of the picture that is watching. In the past, this concept of Hashgacha Peratit was a very hard concept. The Rambam writes that part of the Avodah Zarah started because they started to say, of course God exists, there was no doubt. But God is so great, He's so amazing, He's going to care about us so little. We're like ants, right? You go to the plane and you see us, you see the cars, it's smaller than an ant. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to care about each one of us in private. And that's why we had Yetziat Mitzrayim. Basically, Yetziat Mitzrayim was a message not only for us, but for the whole entire world. The Borei Olam managed the world, and He cares about each one of His creations. This is called Hashgacha Peratit. In our days, we understand it much better. In our days, we understand that there is someone that is watching you in every single step that you do. By the way, until today, when there is a bar minan and a terrorist attack or something, they look throughout the satellites to see what happened. It's 24/7 camera, but the whole world. That's why Israel sometimes give information to Europe. Listen, we saw this and this in our satellite. This is called Hashgacha Peratit. And Rabotai, whoever understands that there is Hashgacha Peratit, he understands that he's being protected and watched every single second. I just want to finish and then I go to the second group. I just want to finish with the following story that I got yesterday from a guy that prays here. And he said, look what is Hashgacha Peratit. Says I was coming back to my house and I wore a black hat. And this hat was old already, you know. So my wife's looking at me and he says, listen, I think it's the time to change the hat. So he said to his wife, I would love to, but close my eye. I have no money. And the wife said, listen, I think it's not mechubad, not kavod for a ben Torah to walk up with this hat. Not kavod. Pray for it. He says, okay, I will pray for it. He said he started to pray. Next morning, he goes to his kollel, and a friend of him comes up to him in Mexico, and he tells him, listen, try it on please, this hat. So for what? Try it on. It's good on you? It was perfect. So listen, my dad, by mistake, bought 2 hats, and I already had one. So I had one extra. He said, why I need this hat for? I'm going to give it to an avrech. So whoever fits him good, he take it. It's good for you. And he took it. You understand what he does? Borei Olam managed the world and He cares about each one of us. We just have to believe. Once we believe, it's going to be much easier to pass any type of test. Baruch Adonai Le'olam, amen, amen. We're going another shiur for the new group. Baruch haba. Rabbi